G'day and welcome to another video. In today's lesson we will learn how to make this great hat. This hat can be made to any size head and I will show you how to do that in the video tutorial. There is a free written pattern for this project and the link for that is in the description box. I would like to say a huge thank you to Red Heart for supplying the yarn for this project. If you would like to find more awesome yarn plus free written patterns, go and check out redheart.com. The yarn that I've used in this hat is the Red Heart Shimmer, and that is an 8-ply or a double knit yarn, or you might know it as a light worsted weight yarn. So let's get started on the lesson. For our supplies we're going to need some scissors, a yarn needle with a large eye, a crochet hook to go with our yarn. I will be using a 3.5mm. This yarn does recommend a 4mm crochet hook, but I have loose tension, so I'm just going to drop down a crochet hook size. This project will also work with worsted weight or 10-ply yarn, and if you're going to use that you can use a 5.5 or an eye size crochet hook. The label's broken on this one, so I'm just going to pull it off because it's going to fall off anyway. So this yarn recommends a 4mm. It's a category 4, but it's a very light worsted weight yarn. I would say it's even category 3. It's Red Heart Shimmer. Love, love, love this yarn. It's so nice and pretty. It's got lots of sparkle through it. And thank you to Red Heart for supplying the yarn for this project. It is 100 grams, but we're not going to use all of it. If you're making adult size, I would say you're going to need approximately 80 grams of yarn. This is 100% acrylic, and this is colour 3. The Red Heart Shimmer does come in lots of really pretty colours. It's got white, blue, green, black, grey, purple, red, and there's a few more other colours which I cannot think off the top of my head. You will also need a calculator if you don't know how to make a hat to fit the size you need. So what we need to do, you can start with a chain 4 and join, or you can do a magic ring. So I'm going to start with a magic ring. And then what we need to do is chain 3 and work 12 double crochet into the middle. So I just do 1 double crochet and I grab this tail, pull this around. I think the first stitch sort of just anchors all that down, and then I work over both tails, so I go into the middle there and work my double crochet stitch. I'm going to assume that you know how to do a double crochet stitch, and if I'm going too fast for you, just pause the video. If you're on a PC, you can actually choose the settings button. It looks like a little star or a little cog, and you can actually slow the video down if that's helpful for you as well. You can also speed me up if you think I'm going too slow. And then I sound like a chipmunk and it's hilarious. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we want 12 stitches altogether plus our chain 3, so we would actually have 13 stitches. So I've got 12 double crochet and then I've got my chain 3. What we're going to do is, our chain 3 does not count as a stitch. I'm just pulling the ring closed. It does not count as a stitch, so what we're going to do is join till our first double crochet. So we're going to skip the chain 3 and our double crochet is there, and we're going to join up the top. And if you've made my almost invisible seam beanie, then you'll know this pattern. This is based on that pattern. Next round is we're going to chain 3, does not count as a stitch, and we want to work 2 double crochet in every stitch around. So into the same stitch that the chain is coming out of, we're going to work 2 double crochet, and also in every stitch around. So just do 2 double crochet. Pause the video and I'll meet you when we're ready to join. When we get to the end of this round, we're going to join to the top of the first double crochet, so just up there, we're going to chain 3 and work a double crochet into the same stitch, and we're going to work 2 double crochet in the next stitch and 1 double crochet in the next. Whoops. Into the next stitch we're going to do 2, into the next stitch we're going to do 1, and we're going to repeat this all the way around. So we just did 2 into that one, and we're going to do 1 into the next. So repeat this around, pause the video, and I'll meet you when we're ready to join. So just a little tip, when we get to the very last stitch, it's always going to be a increase, which is 2 stitches into the same stitch. We're ready to join, so we're going to join to the first double crochet. So we're not doing anything to the chain 3, we're going to go over that and into the top of the double crochet stitch. I'm going to work a slip stitch. I'm going to chain 3, double crochet in the same stitch. Oops. See if I can get that. There we go. And double crochet in the next one. We're going to work 2 into the next stitch. We're going to work 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches and 2 double crochets in the next one, and that is our repeat for this round. And we do 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, so 1, 2, and then 2 into the next. So 1, 2, and then 2 into the next. So work that around, and I'll meet you when we're ready to join. So I've joined my round the exact same way I did all the other ones. When you do your slip stitch, make sure you tug tight on it so that it closes up the gap and you don't accidentally crochet into it when you come back around the other side. So once we've done a few rounds, depending on what size you're going to make it, if you're using a worsted weight yarn or a 10-ply yarn, yours is going to be a lot bigger than mine, because I'm using 8-ply or a light worsted or a DK yarn, and it's thinner, so it's going to be a smaller circle. So to figure out the size of a hat, what you need to do is get your head measurement, and you're going to divide it by 3.14. So my head measurement is, let me just zoom out a bit here guys, 58 centimeters, and this will work for inches, so just type in your inches, and we're going to divide it by 3.14, and that equals 18.47 centimeters. I'm just going to drop the 0.47 off and just work for 18 centimeters. You're going to grab a tape measure or a ruler, and you're going to measure across your work. You're going to measure from one side to the other. So at the moment mine is 10 centimeters across. So I need to keep increasing until my circle is 18 centimeters across, which is what is between my fingers there. So you can see that it's too small if I was making it for myself. If you don't have a head measurement and you think, I'm just going to make a hat and I'm going to donate it to charity, way you can figure this out is if you measure across the top. So I have 10 centimeters. This will still work with inches. So I've got 10 centimeters. If I times it by 3.14, it's going to give me the head measurement that it's going to fit. So this 10 centimeters across is going to fit a head of 31.4 centimeters. And if my memory serves me correctly, that's probably a really small newborn, maybe a primary sized baby. Now let's just say that you only work in inches. I'm going to show you that it works the same. My head measurement in inches is 23 inches. I'm going to divide that by 3.14, and I need to crochet until my circle here, from this side to that side, is 7.32 inches. Generally I just drop off the point numbers, so the 0.32, and I just crochet until the circle is 7 inches across. So if I get my tape measure, you can see that that's 7 inches there. You can see that's nowhere near 7 inches. So I hope that helps if you don't know how to size up a hat. That's a really easy way to do it. You do need a calculator. I mean, if you're really brainy, maybe you could work that out in your head, but it's not happening here. To continue on to do more increasing, each round you gain a stitch in between your increases. So the previous round we did, let's just have a look here. We did an increase, and then we've got 2 stitches. So on this next round it's going to be 3 stitches and then an increase, because the previous row was 2 stitches, so this next round is going to be 3 stitches. So we're going to chain up 3. We're going to work a double crochet in the same stitch, so that counts as our first stitch. We want to double crochet in the next 2, and that gives us 3 stitches all together because we don't count the chain 3. And in the next stitch, we're going to work 2 double crochet. Into the next 3 stitches we're going to work 1 double crochet, into the next stitch we're going to work 2 double crochet. So you've got an increase there, which is 2 stitches in the 1, 2, 3, and then 2 in the same. From memory, don't quote me, you will have to measure it, but from memory, if you're working with worsted weight and a 5.5mm hook or a Templar yarn, I think this might be enough increases for an adult. Do you know what? It's been ages since I've made a hat, which is very rare for me because I went through a hat binge. So in the next 3 stitches we're going to work 1 double crochet, and in the next stitch we're going to work 2 double crochet. So we're going to repeat this around, and pause the video and I'll meet you when we're ready to join. So we're going to come around, and I cannot remember if I've already told you this, but you're going to end on an increase. So I'm going to join to the very first double crochet, and if you are up to the round where you've got your measurement across, I want you to do 1 more round of increasing. So if you just want a plain hat, you're going to stop when you get your measurement. You just want a firm fitting, no bagginess, no slouchiness. You just want a plain old hat. You want to stop when you get your measurement. But this video is for the slouchy version. Once you get to the width that you've got, so I had to go to 18 centimeters, you want to add another round of increasing to that. So I'm going to show you another round of increasing, and then we're on our own until we're ready to start the sides of our hat. And it's very easy to do. You look at your previous round and you say, how many stitches did I have between my increases? So I've got an increase here, I've got 2 stitches in the 1 stitch, and I've got an increase here, 2 stitches in the 1 stitch. So I've got 3 stitches in between my increasing, so I know the next round needs to have 4. So we're going to do 4 stitches and then an increase. So chain 3, double crochet in the same stitch, and double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And that's going to give us a total of 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 double crochet in the next one. 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 double crochet in the next stitch. And when this is our repeat for this round. So continue on, 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches and 2 double crochet in the next. Repeat this around, pause the video, and I'll meet you when we're ready for our next round. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds, and this is using DK yarn, and mine measures across the middle about 16 centimeters. So let's get our calculator out. And what's happening? (16 centimeters times 3.14 equals 50 centimeters. So this is going to fit a 50 centimeter head, which I'm thinking is about a 2-year-old. And I want this to fit my head, so it's not going to fit at 50 centimeters. So I need to keep going until I have 18 centimeters across. So I haven't got far to go. I think I'll probably just have one more increase round, and that should get me to approximately 18 centimeters. How much is, so about 1 centimeter per round. So yeah, I just need one more round of increasing, and that will get me to 18 centimeters. I'm going to do this off screen because you know how to do rounds that you need, because what have we just done? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in between are increasing, so that means our next round will have 5, the next round will have 6, 7, 8, and so on. So I'm going to do mine, and then once I get to my 18 centimeters, or the measurement that you need from one side to the other, you're going to add another round of increasing. And then I'm going to meet you, and I'll show you what to do next. So I'm finishing all my increasing, and I'm just going to measure it just in case you're wondering how big it is. And it is 21 centimeters across. 21 centimeters, or just over 8 inches. If you're making this for a child, I would say do a couple of rounds, and I would do 2 inches of rounds. So from where we are now, so you might want to place a stitch marker there, and then do 2 inches of no increasing. If you're doing this for a, so I would say if that was for a 2-year-old, if you're doing this for a 10-year-old, you would probably want to do about 2.5 inches, and an adult size, I would do 3 to 3.5 inches. On the practice run I did 3 inches on mine, so that's what I'm going to do on this one. After we've done our 3 inches of rounds, and I'm saying it in inches because you may have a different thickness of yarn, you're going to do a decrease round, but I'll show you how to do that when we get to it. So if you've ever made just a normal beanie or a hat before, you're going to do a lot more rounds than what you would do with this one. So when we're making this hat, we don't do as many rounds because it sits on the back of our head, and we don't need all the rounds that we generally need for when we do a normal size hat. So I'm going to do 3 inches of crochet. I think that's about 6 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about 6 rounds of crochet, but I'm using double knit yarn, don't forget, so it's thinner. So if you're using a worsted weight, that may only be 4 or 5 rounds. So I'll meet you in the next bit when we're ready for the decrease. So here's my hat. I've done 6 rounds of no increasing, and when I lay it down, this thing's huge because it's too big, obviously, for my head, because we're going to do our decreasing, but you'll see that it doesn't look like a normal height of a hat. And that's fine because we're going to be adding to it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So you're going to go back to your last increase round. I'm just going to show you on mine. If you look at your work, you'll notice that you'll have no increasing. It'll just be like straight, straight, straight. And you'll see an increase here where there's 2 together. That's how you can tell where your increases are. So my last round was here, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches between my increasing. So what you're going to do is you're going to count from the first single stitch up until the last part of the increase. So you're going to go because my increase is here, so that's the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're going to count how many you have. If you've got a different amount, that's fine. It's just your number that you're going to use for this next round. So basically what we're going to do on our next round, let's just use mine as an example. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets by themselves. And the next 2 stitches, so 7th and 8th stitch, we're going to do a decrease, because we're going to decrease the increase that we did here, which was our extra round. Does that make sense? So we did 1 round of extra increasing, so now we want to decrease 1 round to get it back to where we were before. So I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then decrease over the next 2. So let's do that. So it's 1, 'So I've got my first part, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And don't forget, if you've done a different amount of stitches between your increasing, you're going to do that. Okay, so if you had 4 between your increasing, you're going to do 4 stitches and then do a decrease. So you're basically repeating the last round. Where is it? Here. Increase, and then you've got your stitches and then an increase. You're repeating that last round, but instead of doing that increase there, it's going to be a decrease instead. And to do a double crochet decrease, I'll just show you in case you don't know. You yarn over, you go into the next stitch, and you do your double crochet until you're up to there. So normally you would yarn over and pull through 2. You're going to keep those 2 there, and then go into, yarn over, go into the next stitch and work the double crochet up to the same point. So normally you would yarn over and pull through 2 loops. But instead of going through the 2, we're just going to yarn over and go through all 3. I'm going to repeat this around. You're going to do your amount of stitches that you need. So for me it was 6. So my decrease was there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops, I've done too many. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in the next stitch, we're going to do our decrease. So yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Leave the 2 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 of the loops. You've got 3, and yarn over and pull through all 3. So we're going to repeat this around. Pause the video and I'll meet you when we're ready to join. And just like the increase rounds, we're going to end on a decrease instead of an increase, and then join to the first double crochet. If you want, you can now check your hat. This isn't an exact science, but let's see how we went. So I need about 58 centimeters. And we can see there that it's about 58 centimeters. Even though before it was massive. No way on earth it would have fitted me before. So now what we're going to do is work rounds of single crochet. You can work, you can't actually see the glass bowl to my side, but I keep whacking it with my ring. So apologies for that. So yeah, single crochet rounds next. You don't want to work your single crochets too tight, otherwise it is going to make your hat get smaller. You could work rounds of half double crochet, and you could even work rounds of double crochet. But I'm going to choose single crochet. I'm going to use the same size crochet hook, but if you're having trouble with it being too tight, I would suggest going up a crochet hook size, just so that it's not really small. But of course, if you need to make your hat smaller, maybe you've made it too big, then by all means drop down a crochet hook size, and that will definitely help your hat get smaller. We're going to chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and we're going to single crochet in each stitch around. When we get back around, we're going to join to the very first single crochet with a slip stitch, so just going in there and doing a slip stitch, and then just repeat for as many rounds as you like. Just trying to find the one I made. This is my pink version. What have I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 rounds. One, two, three, 4 rounds of single crochet. So that's about an inch. So I'm probably going to be doing about the same, because that fits me and it looks alright. So yeah, I'm going to do about that many rounds for about an inch, and I'll see you in the next video clip. So here's my finished hat. I think it looks really cool. All you need to do is sew in your ends and we are done. I would like to thank you for watching my video. Please share your creation on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We do have weekly tutorials. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crochet!